Hello, welcome back. It's a little bit crooked. There we go. Welcome back. It is week 17. Thanks for following along in my journey to transform my backyard into the garden oasis I've always dreamed it to be. This week we are transitioning the raised beds to summer crops. It's hot, it's time. So I went through my little bag of seeds and I got what I needed, and those are going into the ground this evening. So what I'm planning on putting out there, definitely for sure, is cucumber and baby bear pumpkins. So these are like the little orange pumpkins. I don't have a lot of success with pumpkins and gourds and squash, but we're gonna try it. Maybe from seed. I've always done it from starts, but maybe from seed it'll work. Let's go outside. Let's get these seeds in the ground. Okay, so I pulled out all of my arugula because you can see it's bolted. Oh, you can see the flowers, and I took a bite. Once it bolts, it's usually not very good anymore, and yeah, this is like really bitter, so probably not worth trying to eat. So this is just going to go into the compost, and I'm going to plant something else in its place. Out some Swiss chard and weeds. I think it's just really gonna, at this point, it's getting way too hot for my Swiss chard to be successful. I did leave 2 of them in there to see if maybe they'll grow into something that's edible, but took the rest of this stuff out. Again, I think mostly weeds. I didn't know whether it was Swiss chard or weeds, so I left it all in, but it's all out now. I'm going to put the pumpkin seeds in where the arugula was. I'm like tempted to just even put seeds in where the Swiss chard was and just do that entire raised bed as pumpkins. Why not? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do an entire raised bed of pumpkins. I want to show you these seeds. Look how they're like bright red. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting that. They might just be treated with something. That might be why they're red, but they're pretty. Pumpkins are in the ground, so the cucumber is next. I'm going to plant it along the stake so that it can vine up that. And the bugs are out and they're starting to bite me all over my ankles and my arms, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Okay, All right, so just a little bit of water for those seeds that I just planted, and then I'm going back inside because I can't take the bugs. Okay, let's go back inside. Hey, all right, so today we are at Primex in Glenside. I have 2 more hanging planters that, because I have them, because the hooks are up, and because it's summertime, like this time of year, I just fall in love with annuals and I want as many annuals and color in my garden as possible. So I figured since I've got these 2 hanging planters, let's fill them up and get them hung up on the fence as well. Penelope, can you hand me the planter? So I actually today brought one with me so I know the size, so when I buy plants I can do that appropriately. There's 2 of these that I want to fill, and I'm actually going to let Penelope pick out the plants for one of them. So let's head over to the garden center. Alright, so Penelope has picked out a plant for the hanging baskets. What kind of plant is it?
It's a super tinea.
Okay, and what kind of sun does it need?
Full to part sun.
And any other special notes on the tag?
Well, it's a type called blue skies.
Mm-hmm.
Its habit is mounding and trailing.
Mm-hmm. Mounding and trailing, interesting.
Or mounding trailing.
Okay.
Bloom planting to hard frost. Its height is like 6 to 12 inches, or I think centimeters. I'm not sure about that. The spacing, you should just space it out, but this is really
And what made you pick that one?
First, it's just I thought it was really pretty, and I thought, oh, super tinnias, they're really cool, and they're like really pretty. And this one hasn't quite bloomed yet, so I guess we just try it out.
Okay.
And overall, it's a really cool flower.
Okay. And then I found a few other things. So we're just gonna do 2 plants a planter, and so we got this charmed wine. This is a sweet potato vine, and this is a calibracha. That pink just spoke to me. I loved it. So yeah, I think two of these per pot is going to be fine. So I think we got what we needed, so we can go ahead and check out. All right, so it's a couple days later, and we're going to plant up these 2 planters. So I've got all the plants that I purchased here. I'm going to fill up these containers with bumper crop, and then these are the 2 containers. And where I'm going to hang them up is on these 2 hooks right here. So they'll complement the rest of my row of hanging baskets. I want to show you an angle from the other side. However, I am not going to hang them up today because it is going up to 90 degrees. And tomorrow is going to be very hot as well, and I don't want to blast them with sun. So I'm going to leave them on our front porch, which is covered, and then wait until about 2 days when the weather goes down to the high 70s and is partly cloudy, and put them out then. But I do want to at least get them in their containers and set up. Okay, we've got this planter planted up. This is the sweet potato vine, and this is the charmed wine plant that just has a really pretty, like, kind of heart-shaped leaves with the flowers, but you can see these plants have been out here for about 5 minutes and they're already wilting like crazy. So I am going to move these to the shade of the front porch right now before planting up the second one. Alright, so here's that second planter. What we have on the left here is mini famous Neo double purple Calibracia, and they like full sun. And the reason I picked this out is I just fell in love with this when I was at the garden store. The pink of this flower was just absolutely gorgeous and I needed to have it in my life. And then the second one that we have over here, this is the one that Penelope picked out. She picked out the Supertunia Blue Skies, and they have not started blossoming yet, but once they do, we're going to get these kind of like lavenderish blue flowers. So I think this is going to be a really pretty container as well. These I'm actually wondering if I can put out in the sun right away, because they seem to, well, this guy seems like he loves the sun and he's going to be okay, but I think for the Supertunias, I think I will keep this in the shade of the front porch for now as well. And then this is, when I was at the nursery, this was my splurge plant. I wonder if one day I'll ever go to the nursery without making any splurge purchases. But this is a Setcrecia purple, and I had a version of this in my pot out front last year, and I just love how it grows. So I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm gonna get it. I actually think it would look really nice with the sedum that I haven't found a home yet for, so I might just like go ahead and make a planter for that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So when I took this out of the pot, it actually had some, I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna put this all by itself. So in case this is something bad, it's not gonna hurt anything else. So the tag says that this plant likes sun to part shade. So I'm actually putting it in the front of the house right now, on our front steps, which right now are completely shaded, but in the late afternoon, this whole section gets really blasted with sun. I'm gonna keep an eye. If I see these colors start to fade a little bit, then I will move it into a sunnier location. That's the nice thing about putting something not in the ground and in a pot. You can kind of move it around as needed. And just a little peek. This is where these two hanging baskets are resting until the heat goes down a little bit and I can transition them to their hanging spots. I do eventually want to get this sedum in the ground because it is tall. The tag says it's tolerant of cold, wet winters, and I'd love it to establish itself somewhere and just spread. But for now, just to get it out of the container it came in, I've just put it on our back porch steps. And it says that it likes full sun, so I'm hoping it'll get some nice full sun here. So this is just its resting spot for now. And then I thought I'd give you a quick update from when I transitioned the raised beds a couple days ago, because there's already updates. So it looks like the pumpkins have already started pushing out. I'm so surprised because it said it took 7 to 14 days for germination, but maybe just the combination of sun and rain that we've had has just been perfect. And these little pumpkin guys are already pushing out. I planted them on this side as well, but I don't see them. This side does admittedly get more shade. So now I'm kind of glad that I decided to do the entire raised bed as pumpkin, because, or at least, you know, I'm glad I decided to do pumpkin on both ends, because the conditions that worked, it worked, and the conditions that it didn't, you know, I get to kind of experiment and figure out what works. And then also I do see a cue. There's a bee near my face, so that's why I'm there's the bee. There's the bee. There's the bee. Feasting on the lavender. This lavender has attracted so many butterflies and bees. Oh, look at this little insect. I don't know if you guys see it. This is my nature photography here. A little blurry, but let's see if we can get it. There we go. Some kind of native pollinator, hopefully. Anyway, the cucumber has started pushing out. So I planted about 2 seeds at every stake. So there's 3 cucumbers that have started to push out. I probably will thin this down to even just like 1 plant, but they have gotten started. Oh no, no. Don't know what's going on in my basil. That doesn't look good, but I do have more basil seeds, so maybe I'll just plant a few more basil seeds. And my dill is like, I'm done for this season. Here's some flowers. I'm done. I used some dill in a salad once, so I need to get better about using more of what's in my garden. That's always been a challenge for me. Looks like I may be getting my first summer squash of the season. Looks like that's developing right there. Got some more squash flowers going on here. I harvested a whole bunch of peas today, and he sauteed them with some salad turnips from the farm share, and they turned out excellent. But the peas are pretty much done for the season, so I already ripped out 2 plants. This one, I don't know why, is still up there. I should probably plant another cucumber to go, so then I can have 2 cucumber plants, 1 here and 1 there. That's what I should do. I think I'll do that really quickly. Yeah, I still have not taken the cosmos out of, oh no, it's been so hot. Okay, I think these folks need a little bit of water. It's time for these pansies to come out, but I'm just lazy. And this one is developing really nicely. We've got the petunias doing well. We've got the salvia doing well. This ground cover has come in really nicely. My wild plant is still doing well. Oof, gross. Ugh, gross. Clean that up really quickly. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. That's the sitch. That's the sitch in the garden right now.